The cold metallic surface of Kalara 9 stretched out like a lifeless desert, punctuated by jagged rock formations and swirling dust clouds. Hana lay crumpled near a shattered communication relay, her breathing shallow and desperate. Blood from her multiple wounds glistened under the pale light of 2 distant moons, creating a haunting tableau of abandonment. She was not just injured, she was a living testament to the cruel indifference of galactic politics. The Lyrian girl species had become inconvenient, a forgotten footnote in the complex tapestry of interstellar relationships. Her distress signal had been broadcasting, for hours, a desperate plea that echoed through the vast emptiness of space. First came the Zorian medical ship. Its sleek, chrome-like hull gleamed as it approached, sensors scanning the planet's surface. For a moment, Hana's hope flickered. But within seconds, the ship changed course, deliberately avoiding her location. No explanation, no communication, just cold, calculated abandonment. Then the Andromedan rescue team arrived. Their massive vessel hovered momentarily, advanced scanning technology clearly detecting her life signs. A brief communication crackled through her damaged communicator, something about genetic incompatibility and resource optimization. Another rejection, another moment of crushing despair. Hana's body was failing. Her unique genetic modifications, once considered a marvel of biological engineering, were now a curse. Each breath became more labored, each moment more uncertain. She had watched her entire research team perish in the conflict that left her stranded, and now she was facing her final moments alone on this desolate world. Aboard the USS Compassion, a human deep space rescue vessel, Captain June Park studied the strange transmission. Where other captains might have ignored the weak signal, something about its pattern intrigued him. The communication was fragmented, desperate, but carried an undercurrent of scientific precision that suggested more than a random distress call. Run the signal through linguistic and computational analysis again, he instructed his communications officer, Co Young Lee. Her fingers danced across holographic interfaces, filtering and reconstructing the fragmented message. Sir? Co Young reported. It appears to be a scientific research transmission. Complex linguistic structure, multiple embedded data packets. Definitely not a standard distress signal. The ship's medical officer, Dr. Elena Kim, leaned forward. Her expertise in xenobiology had been crucial in numerous rescue missions. Something about this transmission triggered her professional curiosity. The genetic markers in the signal, she murmured. They're unlike anything we've encountered. Whoever sent this is highly sophisticated. Captain Park made a decision that would challenge diplomatic protocols and risk significant political repercussions. Set course for those coordinates. Prepare medical bay for potential emergency intervention. The USS Compassion adjusted its trajectory, cutting through the starlit void with purposeful determination. Standard protocol would have been to forward the transmission to nearest administrative centers, to file reports, to delay. But humans in their most remarkable moments were defined by their capacity to act when others hesitated. As they approached Kalara 9, initial scans confirmed a life form, critically injured, but still alive. The planet's harsh environment would kill her within hours without intervention. Radiation levels were increasing, atmospheric conditions deteriorating. Dr. Kim prepared her medical team, assembling specialized equipment designed for unknown biological entities. Containment protocols were activated, xenobiological protection, suits donned. They were preparing to rescue a life form completely alien to human experience. The rescue shuttle descended, its sophisticated sensors cutting through dust storms and electromagnetic interference. Below, Hana's consciousness was fading, her last thoughts a mixture of scientific calculation and primal survival instinct. Little did she know that her desperate transmission had reached the one species in the galaxy willing to risk everything for an unknown, abandoned life form. The humans were coming. As the shuttle's landing lights pierced the darkness of Kalara 9, a new chapter was about to begin. Not just for Hana, but potentially for the understanding between different intelligent species across the universe. The shuttle's medical bay hummed with controlled tension as Dr. Elena Kim carefully examined Hana. Advanced medical scanners revealed a complexity of biological systems Unlike anything humans had encountered before, Hana's genetic structure was a maze of intricate modifications, each layer presenting a new challenge. Her cellular regeneration is remarkable, Dr. Kim muttered to her assistant, carefully adjusting delicate medical instruments. But something's preventing complete healing. Captain Park watched through the observation window, his experienced eyes noting every subtle movement. The rescue had been risky, and now the real challenge began. Hana's body was fighting against itself, her unique genetic modifications creating a biological puzzle that seemed almost impossible to solve. The medical team worked in precise, coordinated movements. Specialized nanobots were carefully introduced into her system, attempting to stabilize her critical condition. Each minute was a battle against time and unknown biological complexity. Hana drifted between consciousness and unconsciousness. Fragmented, memories flickered through her mind, her research team, the sudden attack, the moments of abandonment by other species. Human voices became a distant, strange comfort, different from anything she had experienced before. CO Young Lee monitored the communication systems, intercepting and decoding fragments of Hana's scientific data. The information was extraordinary, research that suggested groundbreaking understanding of interstellar genetic adaptation. Each decoded message revealed more about Hana's mysterious background. Her research could change everything we know about genetic engineering, CO Young whispered to Captain Park. She's not just a survivor, she's a walking scientific breakthrough. The ship's medical bay became a battleground of advanced technology and human determination. Dr. Kim introduced a series of experimental treatments combining human medical knowledge with the limited information they could extract from Hana's genetic structure. Hours passed. The crew watched, their hope balanced against scientific pragmatism. Hana's vital signs fluctuated, moments of stability followed by critical drops that threatened her survival. The human medical team refused to give up. Diplomatic channels began to buzz with activity. Reports of the human rescue had spread quickly through galactic communication networks. Other species watched with a mixture of curiosity and concern. The humans were doing something unprecedented, risking significant resources to save a life form that most would have considered expendable. Deep within her unconscious state, Hana began to process her new environment. Human medical technology was unlike anything in her experience. Where other species saw her as a problem to be avoided, these humans saw her as a life worth saving. Dr. Kim made a breakthrough during the 36th hour of treatment. A carefully designed genetic stabilizer, developed specifically for Hana's unique biological system, began to show positive results. Her cellular regeneration increased, her critical systems slowly finding balance. "We're keeping her alive, Doctor," Kim reported to Captain Park. "But we're doing more than that. We're giving her a chance." The medical bay became a testament to human medical innovation. Advanced holographic displays tracked Hana's recovery, each system working in careful synchronization. The crew moved with a combination of scientific precision and emotional investment. Hana's first moment of full consciousness was unexpected. Her eyes, unlike human eyes with a complex iris that seemed to shift colors, opened slowly. The first face she saw was Dr. Kim's, a mixture of professional concern and genuine care. "You're safe," Dr. Kim said simply, using a universal translation device. "We're not going to let you die." Outside the medical bay, the USS Compassion continued its journey through the vast emptiness of space. But inside, a different story was unfolding. A story of rescue, of hope, of the extraordinary lengths humans would go to preserve a single life. Hana's recovery was more than a medical miracle. It was a statement about the fundamental human belief in the value of life regardless of its origin or complexity. The journey was far from over. But for the first time since her abandonment, Hana felt something she had almost forgotten: the possibility of survival. Hana's recovery became a slow dance of trust and understanding. Her first weeks aboard the USS Compassion were filled with careful observations, medical treatments, and unexpected human kindness. Dr. Elena Kim spent hours studying her unique biological system, while also trying to help her adjust to her new environment. The medical bay gradually transformed into something more than a treatment area. So-Young Lee brought holographic cultural databases, helping Hana understand human history and communication. Captain Park ensured she had access to everything she might need for comfort and recovery. Humans are different, Hana observed one day, her voice still weak but growing stronger. Other species would have left me to die. Her genetic modifications made her communication complex. Sometimes she spoke through translated devices, other times through intricate biological signals that the ship's advanced systems could interpret. The crew learned to listen not just with their ears but with their entire understanding. Dr. Kim discovered that Hana's biological structure was a result of advanced genetic research. She wasn't just a survivor. She was a living experiment, created to adapt to extreme environments. Her previous research team had been working on something revolutionary, a way to help species survive in the most challenging planetary conditions. The crew's quarters became her classroom. Sailors shared stories of their own backgrounds, some from Earth, others from human colonies across different star systems. Hana learned about human emotions, about compassion, about the complex social structures that drove human decision-making. One afternoon, a young technician named Minho brought her a simple sketchbook and some drawing tools. Communication isn't just about words, he explained. Hana discovered a new way of expressing herself, her drawings revealing complex scientific concepts and emotional experiences that words could not capture. Captain Park noticed something extraordinary happening. Hana wasn't just recovering, she was becoming part of the crew. Her scientific knowledge complemented their existing research. Her unique perspective offered insights into problems they had been struggling to solve for years. The ship's communication systems began picking up increasingly aggressive diplomatic messages. Other alien species were demanding information about Hana. They wanted to know why humans had rescued a being they considered scientifically irrelevant. "We don't abandon life," Captain Park would repeatedly state during diplomatic communications. "Every life has value." Hana's own story began to emerge. She had been part of a research team exploring genetic adaptability in extreme environments. Their work was considered controversial, potentially threatening to existing power structures. In the galactic scientific community, her previous colleagues had been systematically eliminated. She was the last survivor, carrying research that could revolutionize understanding of genetic engineering. The humans had not just rescued her body, they were protecting potentially groundbreaking scientific knowledge. Dr. Kim helped Hana document her research, creating secure data backups that would preserve her life's work. The medical team worked to understand her unique genetic modifications, seeing them not as a problem, but as an incredible scientific opportunity. The crew's quarters became filled with her laughter, her curiosity, her growing understanding of human complexity. She learned about human music, about their art, about the small moments that define their culture. In return, she shared glimpses of her own sophisticated scientific world. "Humans are unexpected," Hana told Captain Park during one of their many conversations. "You see potential where others see complications." Her recovery was more than physical. It was emotional, psychological, a complete reconstruction of her understanding of intelligent life. The USS Compassion was no longer just a rescue vessel. It had become her home, her sanctuary, her new beginning. As weeks passed, Hana's strength returned. Her scientific brilliance emerged, complementing the human crew's capabilities. She was no longer just a patient. She was becoming a valued member of their team, a bridge between her lost civilization and her new human companions. The stars outside continued their silent dance, witnessing a rescue that was becoming something much more profound, a connection that defied biological, cultural, and galactic boundaries. The galactic communication channels erupted with tension. Multiple alien councils demanded the immediate return of Hana, their messages a combination of diplomatic pressure and thinly veiled threats. The USS Compassion became the center of an interstellar controversy that would challenge existing political structures. Captain June Park studied the incoming transmissions, his fingers tracing the complex diplomatic networks. Each message carried a similar tone. Hana was to be surrendered, her research confiscated, her existence essentially erased. The reasons were not scientific but political. Dr. Elena Kim presented her findings to the crew. Hana's genetic research threatened multiple, established scientific hierarchies. Her work could revolutionize genetic adaptation, potentially making entire species more resilient. For some powerful organizations, this was more dangerous than any weapon. Hana watched the preparations with a mixture of fear and determination. The humans were preparing for potential conflict, not just diplomatic but potentially military. Advanced defense systems were activated. The ship's weapon systems, typically used for emergency protection, were carefully calibrated. "They will try to take me," Hana explained to Captain Park. "My research exposes corruption in multiple scientific councils. The first challenge came from the Andromedan Confederation. Their massive warship appeared at the edge of the USS Compassion's sensor range, a clear demonstration of military intimidation. Standard protocols would suggest surrender or negotiation. But humans were not standard. SEO Young Lee intercepted and decoded multiple communication channels. She discovered a network of marginalized scientific groups who had been suppressed by the same councils, now threatening the USS Compassion. These groups began sending encrypted support messages. Captain Park made a strategic decision. Instead of hiding Hana's research, they would broadcast selected portions across secure scientific networks. The information would become a form of protection, making her elimination politically impossible. The ship's communication systems became a battlefield of information. Each transmission was carefully crafted, revealing just enough to create widespread scientific interest while protecting Hana's most critical discoveries. Diplomatic pressure increased. The alien councils demanded direct intervention. They cited outdated protocols, suggested potential military actions, and made increasingly aggressive demands for Hana's surrender. The human crew prepared for multiple scenarios. Emergency escape routes were planned. Hana's research was backed up across multiple secure systems. The medical team developed protective protocols that would preserve her safety under any potential attack. "We will not surrender her," Captain Park told the diplomatic channels clearly. "Her life and her research are under human protection." Military tensions escalated. The Andromedan warship moved closer, its weapon systems becoming increasingly active. Standard diplomatic channels suggested the humans should retreat or negotiate, but the USS Compassion held its position. Hana's unique genetic modifications became both her vulnerability and her strength. The medical team discovered that her biological structure could provide critical insights into survival mechanisms across different species. Her value was becoming increasingly apparent to the broader scientific community. Unexpected allies emerged. Small scientific groups from various star systems began sending support messages. They recognized that Hana's research could break existing power structures that had long suppressed innovative scientific thought. The confrontation became more than a rescue mission. It transformed into a statement about scientific freedom, about the right of individual researchers to pursue knowledge without political suppression. Captain Park's strategy was clear: make Hana's survival and research a matter of galactic scientific interest. By broadcasting carefully selected information, they turned her from a potential target into a global scientific asset. The alien councils found themselves in an unexpected position. Their attempts to suppress Hana were now being watched by a growing network of scientific observers. Their traditional methods of elimination were becoming ineffective. As the confrontation reached its peak, the USS Compassion remained calm. Hana stood beside Captain Park, her presence a quiet statement of resistance. The humans had done more than rescue a life. They had challenged an entire system of scientific and political control. The stars outside seemed to hold their breath, waiting for the next move in this extraordinary galactic confrontation. The resolution came unexpectedly, not through military conflict, but through the power of scientific transparency. Hana's research, carefully released by the USS Compassion, created a tsunami of intellectual revolution across multiple star systems. Scientific communities from different planets began analyzing her genetic modification research. What was once considered a threat became a beacon of hope for species struggling with environmental adaptability. Her work promised solutions to survival challenges that had seemed impossible. Captain June Park watched as diplomatic channels transformed. The aggressive alien councils that had demanded Hana's surrender now found themselves isolated. Their attempts to suppress her research backfired spectacularly. Scientists across the galaxy demanded access to her findings. The human crew had done more than rescue a single life. They had challenged an entire system of scientific suppression. Dr. Elena Kim helped Hana prepare her formal research presentation. Every detail was meticulously documented, every scientific claim backed by extraordinary evidence. The presentation would be broadcast across multiple communication networks, making her work permanently accessible. Hana's genetic modifications, once considered a liability, were now recognized as a breakthrough. Her body was a living testament to scientific innovation, a bridge between biological limitation and extraordinary potential. The USS Compassion received formal communication from the Galactic Scientific Council. Instead of threats, they now offered Hana full research authorization and protection. Her work would be recognized, her safety guaranteed. "You have changed everything," Captain Park told her during a quiet moment on the ship's observation deck. Hana's journey from abandoned researcher to galactic scientific icon was complete. The humans had not just saved her life, they had transformed her entire existence. Where other species saw a problem, humans saw potential. Political boundaries began shifting. Marginalized scientific groups found new voice through Hana's research. Her work promised solutions for species facing environmental challenges, genetic limitations, and survival difficulties. The human crew became her family. They had risked everything: diplomatic relationships, potential military conflict, their own careers to protect her. Seo Young Lee had become her closest friend, helping her understand human cultural nuances. Sanctuary was offered formally, not just protection, but full integration into human scientific networks. Hana could choose her path, continue research, become a diplomatic representative, or explore multiple opportunities. Her first official presentation was watched by millions across different star systems. Dressed in a simple human research uniform, she explained complex genetic modification concepts with clarity that transcended linguistic barriers. The presentation became a turning point. Scientific communities recognized that true innovation comes from protecting individual researchers, not suppressing their work. Captain Park watched with quiet pride. What had begun as a simple rescue mission had transformed into something much larger, a statement about scientific freedom, about the value of individual potential. Hana was offered multiple research positions. Top scientific institutions across human-controlled territories competed to have her join their teams. But she chose to remain connected with the USS Compassion, the vessel that had rescued her. "My research continues," she told the galactic communication networks, "but my home is here, with the humans who saw my value when others saw only a problem." The diplomatic resolution was complex. The alien councils that had originally threatened her were now forced to acknowledge her scientific contributions. Her research created new diplomatic channels, new understanding between different species. Dr. Kim helped her establish a new research foundation. Its primary mission: supporting researchers from marginalized backgrounds, ensuring their scientific contributions would not be suppressed. As the USS Compassion continued its journey through star systems, Hana stood on the observation deck. The stars seemed different now, no longer a place of abandonment but a canvas of infinite possibilities. Her story had become more than a personal journey. It was a testament to human compassion, to the extraordinary potential that emerges when one species chooses to see value in another. The universe had changed, and it all began with a simple decision to rescue one abandoned life.